All right. So, Jen and Justin, since you guys have finally completed your Ultimate Fit Family Plan, and I'm so proud of you guys, and I'm sure you're probably like, this is our last Zoom, thankfully, right? I want to just kind of go over to make sure and cover all of our bases, make sure the program was good for you, as well as find out what you guys thought, okay?
Okay.
All right, so my first question for you is, how has your Ultimate Fit Family Plan changed your life for the better?
I think one of the best things is that our kids, who are very picky eaters, have tried a lot of new foods, and that has been very different for us to have them try all kinds of new healthy recipes and get a little more outside their comfort zone, and so that's been exciting from a family standpoint.
Yeah, I think for me it's been having a different understanding of how food affects like the shape of my body and the way I feel. Having explained that I went through programs before that taught me different ways to look at food so that I was eating less and able to control my appetite more. And then signing on with you, Leslie, and then after going through an exercise program during the spring before I signed on, I changed the shape of my body again that way, but was still holding on to some fluff on my chest and around my midsection. And then after you got me straightened out with some correct macros and actually eating more, and that fluff disappeared, and my confidence was boosted, and I felt a lot better about myself. Jen appreciated the improvements to the results. So that was an impressive change that I wasn't expecting.
Awesome. So a little bit of changes in the family as well as a little bit of changes within yourself.
And then I would say like the very biggest thing that I like is I think, and we expressed to you, was the frustration and confusion around meal planning for the week and grocery shopping, and how it didn't ever seem like we were on the same page. And we wouldn't talk at all some weeks and end up both going grocery shopping and come home with too much stuff, and then food would get wasted, or meals weren't properly planned and we wouldn't have time to make the meals because we had things going on, activities and stuff. So having it all planned out for us in the menus that you created, and not having to use up that mental energy, like creative energy, to think about, okay, what can we make and what will the boys eat, and having it all there already, and knowing, because we've tried them already, that the boys will eat these things. Just grabbing that shopping list and knowing that everything's already figured out for the week is a huge stress relief for us.
Awesome. Well, that really leads me to my next question of how has your body image and your feelings kind of improved? So it sounds like one of the things is a little bit of less stress. Mm-hmm. What else?
You also had a lot more energy.
That's true. Yeah, I was pretty low energy, even doing P90X and eating less, since I was eating so little. I think we've recorded down to like 1,300 calories a day a couple times when you had me tracking before you adjusted my diet. That I was really tired a lot of the time. A lot of the days the boys would want to wrestle, and I wouldn't have the energy to keep up with them and to play. So that's changed a lot too. So yeah, it's helped out with my relationship with the boys, being able to play with them more, because I have the energy now.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So energy, less stress, less tired. What about you, Jen? Any big feelings or body image changes?
I mean, having the improvements and measurements is always very nice. But I think just feeling comfortable in your clothes, when you have that extra weight, when you, even if you're not overweight, if you have that extra weight, you just don't feel comfortable. And so when you're out, you're always adjusting and self-conscious of, how you're sitting and weight and things like that. Even if it's just a little bit, being able to eat more healthy, and it changes your confidence, and knowing that you're not, you're more comfortable, but you're also not depriving yourself. Like we've talked about a lot. I'm not giving up everything. It's not, oh, I can't have that. It's, I'm going to have that and I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to make adjustments if I have to. And if not, tomorrow is another day. So it's having that guilt removed. I think maybe that's more of the feelings, is having that guilt associated with food, taking that away.
Awesome. Awesome. So less guilt, feeling better in your clothes, more comfortable when you go out, less worried about yourself and how you're sitting if a roll hangs over or something like that.
Right.
That's awesome. Awesome. So all of those things are really good. I love all the improvements there. So I'm sure one of the
Leslie, we went clothes shopping this summer after, having gone through exercise and then getting onto the exercise program you suggested and losing that fluff, and that was a lot more fun shopping for clothes when clothes actually like fit nice and look good. So
awesome.
that was a fun thing to do as kind of a celebration.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I'm sure that's always a pleasure. I think for everybody, clothes shopping can be very daunting, when you're like, oh, I don't even want to know what size I am, right?
Right.
So that's good. That's great. Awesome. So the next question I would have for you, out of all those things, the less stress, the tired, now having more energy, feeling better in your clothes, what do you feel was your biggest takeaway from your Ultimate Fit Family Plan?
Sustainability. I
Love
think
it.
that everything we learn about the grocery planning and meal planning is not something that is as overwhelming that, like, okay, we have to really commit to that week after week. It's just becomes part of your routine. And so it makes it sustainable. It's same with the way you look at food. It's sustainable. It's not something that you have to, like I said already, like, you're not restricting yourself to the point where you can only do it for so long. And that, I think, was something we were definitely looking for, was sustainability.
Awesome. Awesome. So sustainability for you, Jen. What about you, Justin?
A couple of things. I think we asked you for recipes, for some meat-free recipes, because we wanted to try to eating more plant-based throughout the week. And I was really surprised at how satisfying those recipes were, and how we never felt like we were giving up, by cutting meat out of a day or a meal. So that was fun to learn and to know.
Good.
And the other thing was, like, to be honestly, like, I signed on thinking like this was really something we were doing for Jen, and then surprised at how much I got out of it. So that's kind of was like a big takeaway, is okay, like, you get out what you put in, and I think we went all in, and I got out a lot. So I was happy with that. That was a cool takeaway for me, I think, is that, there's always, I thought I was pretty well in a groove and had everything figured out, and there's always more to learn, I think, was a big takeaway.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I think men are always the hardest to swing on something like this as well. So,
Yeah.
I signed up for different programs myself for coaching and things like that. My husband's always like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Okay, whatever. And he goes along with it. And then at the end, he's like, that was actually a really good decision, But it's like kind of bringing them along like the little kid that doesn't want to go to church sometimes. So
Yeah.
I'm really glad that worked out. And I'm really glad you got so much out of it, Justin. I agree with you that I think that you got really awesome results with all of this. So awesome. Yeah. So based on all of that and all the things that you guys got from the program, I'm sure the question that most people would want to know is, was the investment worth it?
We talked about that a lot last night. I think it definitely will be, knowing that we're continuing with Eat Love. We can reach out to you whenever we have questions or things come up.
We're still young, so there's a lot of life left and a lot of changes to come. So we know that we'll be coming back for advice in the future. So we think that it was a worthy investment.
Definitely. Awesome. Good. Okay. And then my last question was, did you feel that overall in the program, you were able to still live your life and get the results? Or did you feel like you had a lot of changing, giving things up, having to deal with new things as the program continued? How do you feel it fit well with your life?
Okay, I don't feel like I've given up anything. You just make it's just making room for things. It's and if someone would have told me 6 months ago that you're gonna love tofu tacos, I would have told them they were insane. But it was recipes like that that surprised us how much we really liked them, not just like, all right, I could eat this a couple times a year. It was like there's certain recipes we're like, ooh, let's make that one again. That one was really like that one, you know, like the things like that. So no, I don't feel like we've had to give up anything. If anything, it's taught me to enjoy those things more. Because when you are eating healthy things like maybe like ice cream or pizza, they're a treat and they feel like a treat, so they're enjoyable. But if you're eating like that all day long, pizza's just another meal.
Yeah, you're stuck. You feel like you're eating pizza because you have to, not because you want to.
Right. Yeah. So now it's about
that's all you had time for, and you didn't take the time to think of something else or prepare.
Right.
You know.
And then you feel kind of bad giving it to your kids, but now it's like, oh yeah, you can have pizza. You had tempeh last night. Like
right. You're feeding them mac and cheese for the third time.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So it taught me to enjoy those things that I used to maybe feel guilty about or eat just because.
Now they're a treat again.
Yeah, now they're enjoyable and they taste like a treat again and not just a I don't feel so good kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't feel like I gave anything up. I agree completely with that. And I feel free from the stress of meal planning. So I don't feel trapped at all. I feel freed. And we get to enjoy like interesting foods that we wouldn't have probably picked out on our own that you introduced us to and that turns out we really like salmon. I've never tried cooking salmon before, and that's like one of our favorite things now.
It
is to have salmon, once a week or something. And the boys really like it, so it's I feel more free, and not that we gave up anything. In fact, we were able to enjoy more things now.
Good. Awesome. So ultimately, all of those things really, changed and helped you, grow with some of the things that you were eating, grow with, how you guys were doing with your diet and feeling wise, grow with decreasing your stress and helping your family overall.
Yeah.
Awesome. So based on that note, if someone were really just debating on if this was the plan for them or if they shouldn't, would you have any advice for them on knowing if it was right for them? Like, how did you guys ultimately know that this was something that you guys should do?
I don't know if I ever actually got there. It was kind of a leap of faith for me.
Yeah.
I was kind of lazy about doing research, and I was just trusting Jen that this was something that she had figured out was going to be important for her. To be honest, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay. I love it. Honesty is great.
That's how I went into this.
I love it. Honesty is great. What about you, Jen? Any advice for somebody that would be debating?
We debated back and forth a lot. We took, as you know, several days, maybe even weeks to really commit to whether or not we were going to do this. And I think for us, it was when I looked at how we were eating as a family, not just us, like us as adults individually, how we were eating as a family, and knowing that I didn't want that struggle for our kids when they grew up. That I think that was the final, we need to do this. I'm tired of feeling awful. I work out all the time and I just don't feel good because I'm not feeling my body properly. And our children are making difficult food choices, and that's not going to go away for them. So unless we teach them at a young age what healthy, balanced eating looks like, and I think that's what kind of, for us as a family, put it like, okay, no, we need to do this. It's worth the investment because now's the perfect time to get some of those healthier habits instilled in our kids.
That was always a good time.
Right.
Awesome. I love it. So overall, worth the investment, decreasing your stress, decreasing, the bad feelings that are associated with even clothes shopping, feeling better about yourselves, feeling better about your family, and knowing that you always have me in your back pocket and have a resource to go to, and not have to spend hours online, Googling or researching, and saving you the time and energy at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I thank you guys for agreeing to, be one of my awesome testimonials. You guys got really good results, and I'm really glad that it was helpful for your family. So thank you guys so much. Okay.
Thank
Thank
you, Leslie.
you.
Gonna hit stop record now. Stop.